Hello everyone, today we will open up a commander deck again, Sneak Attack for Zendikar Rising. I got this one along with the other one for my birthday, so now the set is complete for the commander decks, that is. I don't care much about Zendikar Rising, but this was actually quite interesting. So what do we have here? We have one foil in the pack, Anno 1, the Ruin Thief. And there are a couple more cards in here. So this is a complete commander deck, 100 cards. We get a deck box, some tokens, a live wheel, and I will show you guys why that's useless. A deck insert and a reference card. And there are 3 exclusive cards for the deck. So let's take a look here. The first one is on the cover of the box, Anno 1. It's a vampire rogue for 4 mana, it's a 2/4, and other rogues you control get +1/+1. That can become quite interesting if the Dungeons and Dragons set will be released, which of course will feature the classes that you can play with in the RPG, and rogue is one of them. Whenever one or more rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, that player mills cards for each 1 damage dealt to them. If the player mills at least 1 creature card this way, you draw a card. Alright, that's pretty cool. I can see this working. Right, the most useless box ever. You can never get it out intact. Right. So, let's start off with this one. The wheel. The useless wheel. Why is it useless, you say? Well, it starts at 1. That's no problem. Then it goes up to 20. Of course, the other side. But it goes maximum to 20 on this side. Then you have to flip it over. 21. And then the max is 40. So you can never get above 40. Doesn't make any sense. Then we have a commander learn to play. Well, I'm guessing that if you're going to pick one of these up, that you're already knowing how to play commander. But then again, they have to insert that, of course, in case you might not know. Right, so we discussed this card here. Pretty cool card. So much cardboard. Oh my god. Such a waste. We get a deck box, which will fit sleeved cards, 100 sleeved cards, so that's alright. So you can sleeve it up, put it in the box and stash it away for when you want to play this deck against your friends. Right, first of all, let's look at the tokens. We get the beautiful fairy rogue token with the tulips. Well, I'm Dutch, so of course, I think it's beautiful to have tulips on cards. We have, oh my, we have a whole bunch of them. 10 tulip tokens. We have a Thopter, 2 of them. A black goblin rogue. Oh, I don't remember that, unless the art is different. We have 5 rats, and we have a germ token. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's have a look here, shall we? Let's open it up first. Let's see, where is the start? Here is the start. Okay. Yeah. So, our first card here is Enigma Thief. It is a 7 mana 5/5 Sphinx rogue with Prowl 4. Then it has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, return up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls to its owner's hand. And this card is a bit damaged on top. That's a shame. That was not because I ripped open the plastic. Then we have a Whisper Steel Dagger. For 3 mana, an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Equips for 3. It's a black equipment. Okay. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a creature spell from that player's graveyard this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Cool. Right. Now we're going to the reprints. We have Notorious Throng, which is a 4-mana rogue tribal sorcery with Prowl 6. Create X 1/1 black fairy rogue creature tokens with flying, where X is the damage dealt to your opponents this turn. If this spell's Prowl cost was paid, take an extra turn after this one. Scourge of Fleets, 7-mana 6/6, and when it enters the battlefield, return each creature your opponent controls with toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. Stolen Identity, it's a sorcery for 6. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature, and it has Cipher. Fated Return. For 7 mana, we get an instant. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains indestructible. If it's your turn, scry 2. Ooh, Gonti, the Lord of Luxury. I did a deck on this one once upon a time, if you can still remember that. Nice. So it's a 4-mana 2/3. A legendary. It has Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom of that library in a random order. You may look at it and cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. And you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast that spell. Then we have Ingaruk's Wake, an 9-mana sorcery, quite expensive. Destroy all creatures you don't control and all planeswalkers you don't control. Necromantic Selection for 7-mana sorcery. Again, a very expensive spell, but still. Destroy all creatures, then return a creature card put into a graveyard. This way to the battlefield under your control. It's a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Exile Necromantic Selection. Night Howler. Ooh, we haven't seen that one in a while. 3 mana 0/0 with Bestow 4. It gets Night Howler and Enchanted Creature. Each gets +X, where X is the number of creatures in all graveyards. Sweet. Then we have an Ogre Slumlord for 5 mana to 3/3. And whenever another non-token creature dies, you may create a 1/1 black-red creature token. Reds you control have Death Touch. Sepulchral Primordial. 7 mana 5/4 with Intimidate, and when it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Going over to the multicolor cards. Consuming Aberration. For 5 mana we get a star, and power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in opponents' graveyards. Cool. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. Then puts those cards into their graveyard. Ooh, nice. We have Lazaf, the Dimir Mastermind. It's a 3/3 with Hexproof for 4. And whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazaf, Dimir Mastermind, become a copy of that card, except its name is Lazaf, Dimir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and it has Hexproof and this ability. Cool, so you can keep switching it out. Pretty nice. Notion Thief for 4 mana 3/1 with Flash. If an opponent would draw a card except the first one, they draw in each of their draw steps. Instead, that player skips that draw and you draw a card. Una, the Queen of the Fae. It's a 6 mana 5/5 flying with X and hybrid blue-black. Then choose a color. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. For each card of the chosen color exiled this way, create a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Then we have Silumgar's Command. It's a 5 mana instant with choose 2. It has 4 choices. The first one is counter target non-creature spell, or you can return target permanent to its owner's hand, or Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn, or destroy target planeswalker. Then we have a Spinal Embrace for 6 mana. It's an instant. Cast this spell only during combat. Then untap target creature you don't control and gain control of it. It gains haste until end of turn, and at the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice it. If you do, you gain life equal to its toughness. Seek, the River Cutthroat. For 2 mana, it's a 1/3, and at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. Nice. Blackblade Reforged. Quite a cool card. It's an equipment for 2 with equip legendary creature 3 or equip 7. And then equip creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. This can get out of hand real quickly. It's a very good card. Then we have a Bone Horde. It's an equipment for 4. It's a living weapon, so when this one comes into play, it is attached to a 0/0 black germ creature token. And then equip creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. And it has equipped 2. I remember playing this one way back in Standard, when I played during the old Scars of Mirrodin and Zendikar block, when this came out. It was loads of fun. Then we have an Obelisk of Urt. For 6 is an artifact with Convoke, and as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +2/+2. Then we have a Scythe Claw. For 5 mana, it's an equipment, also living weapon. Equip creature gets +1/+1, and whenever equip creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. And equipment cost is 3. Right, then we're going over to the uncommons, and I won't go over those. So we have Aetherize, Distant Melody, Factor Fiction, Fairy Vandal, Invisible Stalker, Latchkey Fairy, Marang River Prowler, Master Thief. Is it an exclusive one? I don't know. No, of course not. Military Intelligence, Night Veil Sprite, Open into Wonder, Slither Blade, Triton Shore Stalker, Whirler Rogue, Changeling Outcast, Endless Obedience, Frog Tosser Banneret, Marsh Flitter, Murder, Una's Blackguard, Price of Fame, Rise from the Grave, Stink Drinker Bandit, Sir Conrad the Grim, Zulaport Cutthroat, Extract from Darkness, Soul Manipulation. Of course we get an Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Dimir Key Rune, Dimir Locket, Dimir Signet, Heirloom Blade, Mindstone. We get a Soul Ring, of course. Command Tower, also of course. Auto includes. Dimir Aqueduct, Dimir Guildgate, Dismal Backwater, Jawar Isle Refuge, Myriad Landscape, Rogue's Passage, Submerged Boneyard. And then we have some cards that are from Zendikar Rising. So these aren't reprinted into the new symbol, but they just cards that they included for Zendikar Rising because it's for the set Zendikar Rising. Merfolk Wind Robber, Sure-Footed Infiltrator, Soaring Thought Thief. And then we have a couple of islands, all of them with the same art. And I think this art is pretty nice. It's like a cyclone. Or, what do you call that? Whirlpool. That's what I was looking for. And of course the swamps. And then a turn card and whatever is popular. Right. That seems like an interesting deck, especially the commander. And we'll have to see what it will do when that one set for Dungeons & Dragons comes out. But I think it's going to be quite a success. So thank you all for watching and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.